right. Well, we got another impressive offensive outing in this game. And let's be honest, it's garbage. But today we do have a special guest with us, which is why you can hear an echo, and we're working on that. But with me today is David Smith. David, how's it going?
It's great. Right now, it's pandemonium here, live from Ann Arbor. I really Tyler. I just love what I've seen from this offense. The ground and pound, the 3 and outs. I couldn't have come up with better game plan and execution. I'm absolutely impressed, and I am completely looking forward to what's going to happen in the second half. I'm just blown away. I given it. Donovan needs an extension right away. Let's do it. Let's make this happen.
And by Ann Arbor, you mean you're literally 3 feet from me here in Nampa, Idaho.
In spirit.
So the rest of that stuff you're saying about our offense being electric and you just can't hold it back. Is that are you being truthful in that?
I have to say I think I'm probably the most honest man in this room right now. This offense is incredible. But yeah, obviously no, it's trash. This is absolute garbage. I don't know what Lake envisioned for this offense when he hired John Donovan. I know what happened. I know he swung and missed at Kellen Moore, and he didn't have a really good backup plan, and spots were filling up. We're up. That's what we got. We got this John Donovan dude and took a risk, and he's not looking great so far there.
No, not looking great at all. And I'm going to go ahead and share the stats of this first half because it is not looking good. So if we look on the stats here, and I'm going to see if I can zoom in on it a little bit because I know it might be a little hard to read. But first downs, both teams have 7. So there we go. And honestly, one of the real highlights of this game has been the defense. They are playing stout despite that 67-yard touchdown run. But what do you expect when they're gassed beyond all belief because the offense can't stay on the field for more than 3 plays? So, to hold Michigan to only 10 points and 7 first downs is quite impressive, if you ask me, especially looking over here. And they are Huskies are 2 of 9 on third down, Michigan 3 of 9, but they had a big 4th down conversion, which led to that 67-yard touchdown. But total yards, UW's only holding them to 100. And I think to me there is, UW only has 126 yards of total yards. And that, quite frankly, is embarrassing. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, as far as the 67-yard touchdown, in all fairness, that was a true freshman who had a missed assignment. Snuck up to the line a little bit closer than he ought to, and was out of position on that run. But other than that, the defense has been solid. To me, this is a tale of not 2 halves because the second half is going to be much of the same. It's a tale of 2 teams. They have Jimmy Lake's team, which is his defense, and he gave the offense to this guy, this nobody named John Donovan, who was fired from Penn State because he couldn't hack it there. And I believe he was actually fired from Vanderbilt, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I could be wrong. Say Jacksonville as well.
Well, he wasn't fired there, but he did have he had the distinction of being the assistant running back coach. So he wasn't even coaching the running backs. He was just out there running around in his short shorts and looking pretty for all the Floridians.
So would you say he's kind of that the assistant to the regional manager role, the Dwight Schrute in kind of way?
Yeah, less competent, but yeah, right up there. Yeah.
So you would take Dwight Schrute over John Donovan as our offensive coordinator?
Hell yeah! I mean, he has a great beet farm.
Well, it has more production than this offense, so you can't
absolutely
argue that.
And beets are very tasty and nutritious.
And looking at the rest of these stats, I mean, the stats kind of speak for themselves. It's just kind of a back and forth, game. But there is one thing on here that I'm gonna see if I can get zoomed into really, really close, and that actually makes it a lot easier to see. Rushing yards. So UW has 15 yards, 15 on 19 attempts, is zero point 0.8 yards a rush. But follow me with this one here, David. Follow me. In the late in the second half, it was 3rd and 5. UW ran the ball, and then it was 4th and 4. We decided to go for it and run the ball and get stuffed. Who in their right mind would call that there? Because that is simply stupid.
Well, this is what Jimmy Lake wanted. He wanted to run the damn ball. And apparently he wanted to run the damn ball into the gates of hell. So what we got is a good friend of ours texting previously. And he said, I said that the offensive coordinator needs to go. And he said it really doesn't matter because the offensive line can't block. And a little perspective needs to be taken into account. They're not respecting the pass whatsoever. There's nothing to respect. They're stacking the line of scrimmage. You're not going to run the ball when you have 8-man fronts on the defense, rushing at the offensive line. Are they playing well? No, they're not playing. They're not playing well. They're playing well below their talent level. They've recruited well on the offensive line. They're expected to have been. They're expected to be the best offensive line in the Pac-12. Right now, I'm going to give that honor to Oregon. I very much dislike Oregon as a program, how they're run, how they pay their players. Pay them very well, by the way. But they actually do have the distinction of having a well-coached offensive line. They played Ohio State very well today. Offense churned out nearly 300 yards of rushing. By all accounts, they dominated a line of scrimmage that is minus Hutchinson for Michigan, an elite defensive line, and they just absolutely mauled them, manhandled them. And UW, who has a lot of talent on the offensive line, a lot of experience, couldn't muster even 15 yards in the first half. That's pretty much damning for, I wouldn't necessarily say the talent level of that line, but I would say it's damning for the coaching. So you're going to have to refresh my memory, Tyler, as far as the offensive line coordinator or the offensive line coach, excuse me. While he's recruited quite well, obviously what he's put out there thus far has, and it could be a scheme issue. I'm not going to put it all on him. It could be a scheme issue laid down from the offensive coordinator that is contributing to their poor performance. I'm not the greatest X's and O's guy, but that is kind of at least my take on it.
Well, you bring up a good point because you talk about the scheme, and it so far it seems as if we're trying to do that zone block left, zone block right, not the man-to-man blocking that we've seen UW do so well in the previous years when we've had some great running games, and now we're just sucking it up. But I do need to call out something that you said. You gave compliments to Oregon, which is not something we do on this show. And Jeff, my buddy Jeff, who's on here with me in the normal podcast, I give him crap all the time for being an Oregon fan. But right now, he's got every grounds he needs to talk. Because they went into the horseshoe, and despite what the score says, they basically manhandled Ohio State. So, I hear you on that one.
Well, and really, as far as manhandling, the score, I think it was a little bit more lopsided. Ohio State had some decent chunk pass plays. But then again, Oregon was missing a defensive tackle, 5-star defensive tackle, 5-star linebacker, both studs. The defensive tackle is going to be probably in the first 10 picks this upcoming draft. as I see right now, I hate to say it, but they're probably going to be the class of the Pac-12. And as far as UW, maybe they might be able to beat Arkansas State if they can beat those guys. Good on them. Maybe that'll turn things around. Maybe John Donovan will right the ship and will sail on to. No, it's going to suck. It's just going to suck.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of at that point right now where it's like I was really excited for this year, but so far we've seen a giant nothing burger. We've scored on our first offensive series of the season against Montana, and we have not scored since. But I want to turn our attention to something else that happened in college football tonight. Something that is probably one of the most amazing things I've seen in a long time. So I'm going to set the stage here. This is in Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. I can't remember who Miami's playing, but they are playing a team in Hard Rock Stadium again. But this might be the craziest thing you've seen in a long time. And I'm going to see if I can get this on here. Well, there we go. So this tweet came out, and I'm just going to let it roll and see what you think on this. Now, if you're watching this, you might be thinking, what is going on? But actually, right up here, there is a cat. There is a cat in the stadium dangling from the crowd. Now, do you see that there, David?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It reminds me of the art on the VHS cassette or the VHS movie for Cliffhanger. It's pretty cool.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
so it gets better, though. Mm-hmm. So the fans here are trying to figure out what to do. Is this cat, oh, man, is he going to fall? Is he going to fall? What is going to happen? Oh, he is falling. But wait, he gets caught by these fans down here with the U.S. flag on 9/11 nonetheless to save this cat's life.
Well, I would just believe that this goes to show all our allies that are abroad that America has your back. This is just a small indicator of that, just a reflection of that we got your back. We won't leave you. We won't leave you to terrorists. We'll defend you because you're our allies, and the cat is our ally right there.
And, this fan here, whoever he is, doing the Lion King move with Simba is just classic. It is classic. Mm-hmm. And want to give a shout out really quick to friend Roland, who is watching from up in Canada right now, who is a Michigan fan, but tonight I can't blame you. But Roland, enjoy the second half. And quickly, in a quick, let's say 30 seconds or less, David, what do you expect UW to do here in the second half?
Shit the bed.
Oh, I have a story to tell you about that. Not from me, but from somebody else. Yeah, I'm not going to go that far, but if we score some points, I'll take it as a win at this point.
If we can get a safety, that'd be awesome. At this point, the defense they're going to have to come up with the play. They're going to have to be the spark. The offense, they need all the help they can get. We need to relieve the team from our simple Jack offensive coordinator and bring aboard somebody who could basically scheme and coach up the offense and the talent level that exists.
Yes. And right here, I'm looking at this tweet come across. It says, okay, for you drinkers out there, the Washington ground game per carry average is 0.8 and is higher than the legal limit in the state of Washington of 0.08 for the blood alcohol limit. Is that worth taking a drink to?
Absolutely. Even if you don't drink, you might as well just drink one just for that.
It's true. Mm-hmm. But if we've seen stranger things happen. I remember being in Husky Stadium with you a long time ago when it looked like it was a loss, and Jake Locker ran it in for the touchdown against Arizona. And then on the very next series, the ball miraculously deflected off of the shoe or the turf or whatever you want to, however you're going to look at that, and won. And I lost my voice for about 3 weeks after that. But, I don't see it happening tonight in the big house, but I will be ecstatic if we can score a safety. I'll take a safety at this point, like you said.
I'd love to see some Husky magic. No matter what, go Dogs. I really want to like Jimmy Lake. I think he does really well on the defensive side of the ball. Thus far, I just think he made a poor decision, offensive coordinator, and it's unfortunately it's showing.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, David, appreciate you joining me from a couple feet right over there, and we will be back for our post game analysis of this game,
Can't
depending
wait.
how great it's or how it's going to roll. And appreciate you tuning in, and we're going to tune into the second half of the game. So we will see you later.